Basically what we do is we make electric vehicles, not necessarily electric bicycles or scooters or motorcycles, but just vehicles in general. So if you look around, you'll see we have motorcycles, motor scooters, electric bicycles. There is some large electric motorcycles in prototype, and in China we make and sell three-wheeled electric vehicles that are more like a work truck. In other words, they have a dump truck bed. And basically what differentiates us from everybody else, even who use a similar sort of design, is that we are radically faster, a lot more range, and a lot more efficient with the use of the electricity. Efficiency is what we do best. I'm a mechanical engineer, so this started sort of oddly that I was asked by some companies to help them change their engines to meet the emissions for the European standards. I ended up in 49 Chinese factories over a couple years and got to know everybody and where all the pieces were in the Japanese factories and the Japanese parts bins. And this idea started materializing in my head about how I could do this. And my father was a railroad engineer, and he suggested that I needed to go look at the propulsion motors on the Japanese bullet trains. And basically when I saw them, I had the idea that yes, we could take that train motor, scale it down, fit it into a road vehicle, and get the business started. But we didn't have any money. So it became scooters and motorcycles, because you can build scooters and motorcycles in a one-car garage behind your house and get started, and you don't need a big factory. So that's why it started that way, and it was actually a plan that when I retired or had to go on Social Security, that I could make a few bikes a year and make a living. I had no idea we were going to start selling them all over the world. So basically what you got is the wheel of the motor has magnets in it. And, you know, the motor can be bigger in diameter, and where a conventional electric motor would have the shaft in the center turns. In this case, the shaft doesn't turn, and it's the outside of the motor that's going around. So this is the motor, it's locked in the frame, it doesn't turn, but the magnetic forces make this wheel spin around it. So by doing this, I don't have a transmission, there's no moving parts in the entire bike, there's nothing to wear, nothing touches, nothing moves, no chains, belts, transmission, gears, not a single thing. So it's, you know, theoretically the life of the motor is infinite. So our claim to fame is we just say that we build the world's longest range and the world's fastest electric motor scooters and motorcycles. And now we're getting ready to do it with these bicycles too. Outside the U.S., and I like to say, my job used to be, I was manager for the Revlon Corporation, where I lived in Germany and had every country west of India, including Russia, Africa, you know, even had to go to Iceland. So I had a pretty good grip on how everybody else in the world was living. And I saw the start of the green movement in Germany and how it was pushing people, that this was a direction it would have to go to, whether it was sooner or later was what you never know when you start a business. Are you too late, too early? So turns out I was too early, but it also means we had enough of an early start that everybody else hasn't been able to compete. We're the only electric motor scooter company left in the United States. And now we have people that we work with all around the world, suppliers in China, Taiwan, Japan, dealers in the Netherlands, the UK, Australia, and we've sold in 24 countries.
I'm very optimistic about the future of this. You know, it's, as he said, I think we came early to the electric game, which is probably more devastating for him than it is for me. I'm going to be the one that hopefully gets to like live on and do this. And you know, you look at, he was talking like in France, they have legislation that in like 2025, all vehicles have to be electric in France by that time. So it's going to be, by the time, you know, I'm in my 30s, the world is going to be really great for this. So that's exciting. Right now it's pretty hard, but again, I get to be optimistic about the future because that's what I get to live in.